John A. Douglas here in just a minute, but I am hanging on because King Richard, you're the man, and I want
thank you.
I want to hear your shill.
Okay, all right. Let me. There we go. We've got. I'll let you get that up there.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it looks
so
nice.
Yeah, this is the issue.
The other way.
Issue number 3 cover here. There's a little bit of changes. I still need to make some alterations, but this is the what it's going to be. The Scion of Atlantis is the feature for this one. We also have an excellent story. I mean, everything is really good in this issue. I'm pumped about it. We had so many submissions; it was incredibly difficult to pick what went in. So it was like there were basically 9 stories selected from the submissions and 2 of the Iron Age prompts, and so everything is like it was filtering through quite a lot because I think I had 125 or so for that one. Yeah, I don't know how many submissions we're up to because I haven't even worried about trying to figure that one out. And the artist here is
eye-catching.
Yeah, I mean this was just an excellent piece. So I was really excited to bring this one forward. It's Marcos Rios, who is one of the concept artists for the Rippaverse, did this.
Oh, nice!
Oh, wow,
amazing!
And I mean, he just knocked it out of the park. Fortunately, Jason McHuston also provided some amazing character sketches. So I mean, that like took this from potentially a back and forth, having to hammer out some details to just rock it and roll it there because. I mean, I was, whenever I ask authors for, do you have any character examples and so on and so forth and some other things, most people are like, oh yeah, here's a couple of reference photos. He didn't, I mean, he had reference photos clearly, but instead he just drew the characters and did a heck of a job too. So, anyway, a good story. I'm excited about this one, and I hope everybody else will turn out for this thing because man, what's the Rippaverse? But it's been a real easy time working with him, and everything is like coming together like at breakneck speed for this one. Getting some art together. I think everybody has probably seen the artwork for. Speaking of John A. Douglas, his short story. Valiant Storm. I shared that earlier today, so you can go check out the Anvil Magazine Twitter if you want to see that, and then also the Anamoyo's Inheritance.
What's up, brother?
Another one out there. Hey, man.
Kahuna.
Woo!
No, this.
What do we got here? Anvil number 3.
Yeah. You guys are getting a sneak peek. This is the only place you can see the. See the cover. I haven't posted it yet.
Bro, that's straight spicy. I like it.
Yeah. It absolutely looks gorgeous, and it's keeping up this whole thing. It looks so good. Richard, everybody, I'm going to bounce over to John's stream real quick for just a minute. I got invited over there on his launch stream, but I'm going to tell him about this. So I'm not cheating on you, I promise. I'm just
Snow. Who are
I'm
you
going to
talking
visit
to?
my mother. Later on, you'll see me. I was on John's stream. I'm going to tell him what I saw here, so I feel like I'm like reporting back with spy and stuff. So this is great, y'all.
So if I put your name on a website, is it going to tell me where you're at?
Yeah, really. She's over on John's stream right now. She told you she had to go help her mom, but she doesn't. I love you guys. I will see you in just a little bit. I'll probably be back here in a little bit. So
have fun, Snow.
See you in a bit.
Bye. Take it easy.
Richard, this looks fantastic.
King
I'm
Bob.
glad everybody's liking it.
Are you going to do the QR codes again?
Yeah, there'll be QR codes for all the creators. There's still room for advertisements, and we're going to be having those linked to a different website so that they remain evergreen and don't necessarily depreciate as people move on to different websites and things like
That's
that.
awesome.
That's
So
AC Pritchard. And
yeah, AC is going to be in there. He's Saga of Sunsets down there, and his stuff is looking excellent. Luke Stone doing that. He's a great artist, and we're getting colors done on that very soon. So I think the preview is probably going to be in black and white tomorrow, but it'll be in full color in the magazine. So
And Luke Stone's been a huge supporter of A Drink with Crazy on his Discord. He actually lets me advertise for Crazy's comic book streams on there.
awesome.
I need to talk to that guy.
Oh, yeah.
He
Perfect.
seems like a cool hombre.
But AC
Yeah.
Pritchard and King Bob have both joined us,
Hell
along
yeah.
with James Esparza.
Two of my favorite people.
Howdy. All right, we don't have to keep staring at this if you guys are.
No, I'm
It's so nice to look at.
actually,
I'm
Richard,
glad
I
everybody's
prefer to
enjoying
keep
it.
staring at it. It's
I
either
actually
that or
took
look
my
in the mirror.
eyeball out of my socket and glued it onto my screen.
There we go. Okay, well that's high praise. That's the kind of thing I want to hear.
I paused the game so I could stare at it. Come on.
Richard,
Yeah, that
I'm not
really
going to
is
say
a-
anything
that's
weird,
one
but
heck
you
of a
can't see my
cover.
hands right now. That's all. I'm saying.
Thanks, Skunks. I
To
appreciate
be
it.
honestly, I'm not actually really familiar with that magazine or with your with any of that.
Saki.
Pretty cool.
You gotta check it out. In fact, Saki,
only two behind.
message me afterwards on the guild that I have something I could send you. That'd be cool.
They're so
Okay.
great. I bring it to the bar just to show it off, and people take pictures of it. They think the whole concept of these collection of short stories, get people out there, is just fantastic idea. Like I always get high
we
praise
haven't
from it.
seen
I also get some
something like
pictures
that in
of
so long.
R.H. Snow's book.
Well, I definitely
trying
think
to get the word
it's
out.
like a niche.
Word by-
You know,
word
it's
of
it's
mouth,
definitely
you
a
know?
niche product, but I
Mhm.
think that it's there's so many people out there who really do enjoy it, and there's there's just so many people in the world. You don't necessarily have to have something. Not every product has to be for everyone, and I kind of think that's how we got to where we are now, where everything
Yeah,
is
I'm
man.
still
just kind of
learning
this
about a lot of the
mush.
Iron Age stuff because I mean, as you know, there's some stuff I've been introduced to, and there's I'm getting a little bit more familiar as I go along, but there's still just so much that I haven't learned
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, good luck keeping up.
Yeah,
Just
there's
people keep joining.
it's
Like, every
increasingly
Wednesday there's-
more, man.
Every Wednesday, there's something
We
new,
got
it seems
we
like.
got freaking movies. We got books out the out the
That
bookshelf.
sounds a little uncomfortable, but
Clean
But
sheet.
as,
got
as
something you
the
wanna
size-
share, don't you?
my to be read list is getting so tall, it feels that way sometimes.
But that's
Yeah.
a good problem to have, to be honest.
Oh yeah, better
is.
than what we watched the
Oh,
other
it
day,
is.
right, Maji?
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Yes. What did you two watch? Here's Craptacular.
Yeah, I've been seeing the reviews lately of those.
Spoil it, all of it for us.
Oh, spoil the Marvels.
Oh yeah.
But I'd rather talk about Richard's stuff. We know Richard's
Yeah, let's
stuff
talk about
is
his
good.
stuff before I start screaming.
Well, I mean, the only other shill that I got is the First Strike. I dropped that link in the private chat. Is that easier for you, Wrangler, or would you rather me bring it up and
The First
present
Strike?
it?
What's that?
The
That
album
is-
that everybody's been working on, man.
That
It-
is
I heard
a
that-
little
I heard,
secret
yeah.
project that we've been putting together. Jake Calta has been kind of the ringleader there. He's the one who said, "Hey, let's make this thing actually happen," and he's been great at pulling it all together with JVP, Evely Music, AC Pritchard, Chill Kid, and oh no, I forgot who I said. Now I don't know if I've forgotten anyone.
The JVP,
it's all-
Chill
I think
Kid,
that's
Every
everybody.
Music.
Just about. It's pretty close.
But it's going to be great. This is just a tiny little taste here of the music to come.
All right. Well, make sure
Let's
the
get it.
volume's not going to blow us out of the water, and let's
It-
check it out.
The preview is pretty quiet.
Okay, so I crank up the volume.
Yes.
Yeah,
Always.
you should be fine.
Maximum volume at all times.
Not going to turn you to Marty McFly in the first Back to the Future movie.
Evely's mine.
A Tempered record. Is Tempered the name of a record company now, or?
That's going to be my sort of like Anvil is the brand for my short stories and comics operation. You know whatnot that I'm doing. Tempered Records is the similar branding that I'm going for this series of EPs. So
Nice.
Yeah,
It's-
dude.
I like. the
I've
consistency
worked
in
with almost
themes.
all those guys. It's going to be so freaking good, dude. I'm so excited.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of metal coming out of the Iron Age.
Yeah,
for
this
some
one's
reason. Just
definitely gonna be-
metal. I don't know why. Iron Age metal, Iron
Yeah.
Age, I can't figure it out. Some correlation.
How could they?
Yeah,
not?
maybe there will be metal.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm
it
so
is
excited.
going to be
good.
a
Oh my god.
awesome little album, and even though it's an EP, it's going to be pretty long. I don't have a total runtime on it yet, but it's not going to be short.
It'll
Because
be
a lot of the
long,
guys were like, "Yeah, we're gonna make
tremendously
4 or
long.
5 minute songs." Yeah, tremendous.
Big,
Sure.
beautiful songs. Blow your socks off.
There we
It'll
go.
do unholy things to your eardrills.
You
So
make
you're
it
really
sound like
taking
that's
the,
a bad thing.
You're really taking
No,
this Iron
no.
Age brand
If it's metal, it's Iron Age. It better blow my socks
like,
off, and
expanding
even
it.
more.
Tempered, Anvil, like Forge. You could, I mean, play on words is endless, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
AC Pritchard says it's the most metal of all ages.
It's like you're telling me that the Iron Age has metal music. What?
Yeah, I know. What a shocker.
Do they really go together? I mean, I don't know, man.
He's got badass electronica music from Chillkid too.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
if he
think of the
can
intro.
combine his electronica stuff with the metal or with everybody's metal, that's going to be right there.
That will be a
sorry
unique and
for-
awesome weave.
Oh,
Rich,
AC,
I'm sorry
shush.
for interjecting here, but I have to ask you something. Will these magazines come collected in some shape or form in the future? You know, like let's say Iron Age magazine volume 1. For
No.
5 issues.
Probably not, for a couple of reasons. And that is just because the print cost of everything right now, you know, basically all my money in Anvil is tied up in overrun copies, right? And so I'm still at that volume where it's better for me to buy another 500 copies and get that discount, and then, you know, basically sit on most of them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
500 more is way too many. But, you know, if it's like the break point between 500 and 1,000 is a substantial.
Well, if it cuts the printing cost for each individual copy down by a third, which is
Yeah,
not unrealistic, that's a huge. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
It sounds
so
like
that's
the
where
process
we're
for
going.
John's in the chat.
Everly Music,
Hey,
Johnny
John, get
Douglas,
back on your
What are
own
you doing
stream.
over here?
You're not welcome here.
You know,
outta
John,
here.
I'm a little bit upset. I've got your short story in Anvil, and we're going out tomorrow, and you didn't even invite me to your stream. I'm hurt.
Oh wait,
He
your
is
campaign
actively
starts
crying on
tomorrow.
stream.
Yes,
I was gonna
issue number 3 pre-order campaign launches tomorrow. I'm
Awesome.
trying to get everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be launching on anvilmagazine.com. FMC and Indiegogo are going to be at a later date, just because Indiegogo. I'm going to wait because it's going to take a few days to get Fund My Comic fully set up, because they the way that they have things set up, it's difficult to change things, or at least in the past. When I went back and changed things, it completely reset some parts of the campaign, and I regretted it.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
doesn't work
that's
out.
anvilmagazine.com.
Yeah.
While we're looking at things,
You
I'm
know,
just
I
I
think-
didn't mean to come here and just totally shill the entire time. So
That's the
What do you
only
think we
reason I'm
do
here.
all
I
night?
wouldn't be here otherwise.
All right.
of course you don't know what my schedule is, John. You never ask.
Hey,
I
John. I'm
think
gonna ask
this
you one
page
more
has just
question.
been dropped in the
Oh,
chat.
drink with Grace. There he is. Hey there, Royce.
Hey. All right. So, Rich, I'm going to ask you one more thing, and I'm going to be mute for the rest of the combo until Magram starts the stream.
Okay.
I am what I pretend to be, which is a writer. And my simple question to you is this: what is like the terms that you will accept my story into the magazine? You know, like what's the limit here? You know?
You have to give them money in an envelope, in an unmarked envelope.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm not saying you
I
could
don't
just
think
buy your
that's-
way in, but you know, everybody has a price.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't always buy advertisement.
All right.
You know.
Well,
Well, not so much that, but you know, I mean, you could buy an advertisement and then write your story.
It's $1,000 for a half page. It's pretty steep.
let me rephrase then. What
Yeah.
will you not accept into the magazine? Like
Like
what?
what genre?
You can check out at anvilmagazine.com. You can check the submissions tab. It's pretty, like it's pretty broad. Yeah, I'm sure he was there, Herman. It's okay. So over there, on the submissions across the top there, it's you know, basically needs to be not overtly like political, religious, or erotic or anything like that. So
Oh, darn it.
yeah, I know. So it's I had somebody send one in for the third issue that I was like, holy smokes, this is overtly erotica. Like what were you thinking?
I
Anyway,
know who that is.
but it had been previously published in Greek. Apparently, I was like, yeah, I guess it's true what they say about the Greeks, but you know.
Also, let's look at some of these subscription packages you have down here. That was interesting. And it looked like there was like a yearly one.
Yeah, so there's the right now, and I need to update these because the $150 and the $200 ones come with digital as well as physical,
Oh.
and then the $40 annual is a yearly
Digital
digital. Yeah,
That's a
So-
smart idea, man. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to be giving you some money here soon. It looks like.
well,
I mean, it's
I'm
also a
glad
good
to hear
idea because, I mean, if you ever have a business that wants to go ahead and add their own package too, that would be, you know, a good opportunity for the
Mhm.
magazine as well.
yeah, and I'm trying to put together a retail pricing sheet, and one thing that I've kind of discovered is that it's crazy how different segments of retail sell things. It's very common in bookstores, I guess, for publishers to have buyback programs. And so I was looking into this, and you know, it's apparently very common. But then with like game stores and like regular retail, that's not usually the case. But I think it all comes down to publishers wanting to be able to say that they moved, you know, X number of books in the first week, and that's the you know, but then 6 months later they have to buy back, you know, 2/3 of them. It's crazy. So
Are you
yeah,
telling me
yeah,
that there's
talk
going to be
about-
an
yeah.
Iron Age game stuff in the future, sir?
yeah, well, there's a little bit of merch right now. I left the patch upstairs, but there's going to be patches. There are going to be some stickers, and
I love
with
stickers,
the
man.
first strike, one of the things that we're going to do there is kind of have a street team package. So it's going to come with a lot of stickers and a T-shirt. So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
That's
because
smart, man.
we kind of feel like we were talking about it, and the like, you know, the marketing and attitude and just the culture surrounding music is so different than you know, like a magazine. Like you never go up to somebody and be like, hey, you want to read this book, kid? You know?
You want to buy some
Yeah.
books?
It's only
Back in my van.
Mormons and Jehovah's Witnesses do that.
I
So
mean, I like the retail option and all because eventually I'm going to open up my own art gallery, and that would be something that'd be cool in the lobby area.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I'm gonna try and make sure that there's enough that there's a reasonable way for people to do that. You know, it's just when the operation is as small as it is, it's kind of like, man, you can't always immediately right out the gate guarantee the whole what is the standard for retail? I mean, it's usually like at least a 40% markup, you know, so over wholesale. So it's like, oh, geez, we're gonna have to massage the numbers a little bit and try and figure out what I can do. But I have a good plan, and I'm hoping to be able to get this into some physical storefronts before too long, because I've already got one guy asking about it, and then there's one person locally who has indicated that they'd be interested, but you know, kind of just wanted to start messing with it next year. And so
do you see this ever going into Barnes and Nobles or Books A Million in any shape or form?
Probably not, because those would have to be print on demand, and my entire pricing model is built around like directly going to a printer and then doing that, you know, making that arrangement myself. For print on demand, the cost for a full color, you know, 100-page plus magazine
would be ridiculous.
Well, it would be $25 base cost immediately, you know.
Yeah, that's with no money off the top.
So you got to crank it up just to sustain yourself to keep doing it.
Well, and then and that's probably before they even do anything, you know what I mean? So that it's like they would probably charge me $30 to have it, you know, and then everything else. It's pretty crazy how expensive this stuff gets.
Print on demand is pretty high in cost on every product. What it is, because it's not meant for like large, massive production.
Yeah,
it's meant for like individual custom stuff and all, and sometimes that can certain items are just not good for print on demand.
Well, I mean, traditional like standard paperbacks and things like that, you know, if this was black and white, it might be feasible. It's just, you know, it just hasn't worked out that way. I, you know, long term, I'd love to try and develop some kind of a network of retail storefronts that are interested. But, you know, in doing that, but, you know, that's down the road. We got to make sure that we prove that there's staying power and growth in the market, and then once that's proven out, it'll be a lot easier to onboard some retail stores. Because I mean, a lot of retail, I mean, brick and mortar stores, that's brutal. You know,
I can't believe any of them are still in business.
Yeah, it's still where we all would like to be. You know,
I was just gonna say earlier, this little boutique bookstore took over a small storefront on my main street here, and I should hit them up and see if they're interested in like Lord Otter's books or any Iron Age books or your magazine and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I'm just like, that's a weird.
Would that work, Trippy? Like I don't know. I've looked in some of the local bookstores just where I live, and I don't even live in California. And I'm walking around in there, and I'm like,
this neighborhood's kind of artsy fartsy. There's a lot of like book type. Like when I go to the bar, there's at least 2 other people reading books there too.
Where I live, there's a small little privately owned bookstore that if you're a local, they'll display your work for you.
DJ Marquise, Tim Allen, and Resonant One have joined us. Welcome, guys.
Yeah, this is very word of mouth, so definitely it's going to take all support from everyone in Iron Age to keep this Anvil magazine getting bigger.
Yeah, people have seen me reading it out in public. I was reading it at one of my kids' like gymnastics class, and people are like trying to figure out what it is. And
physical thing is like proof of Iron Age. So anyone says like Iron Age isn't happening, hey, magazines.
Like Mother Lover, there are movies.
I know
this
out
books, there. The whole thing, man. And
look at Richard, I got one crucial question for you.
Okay, what's that?
When are you getting your anvil to put on your bookshelf?
Okay, the anvil is never going on the bookshelf because it would crush it. This is a serious business anvil now. And I'm going to be picking it up in December whenever I go visit my folks, because they're actually the ones who found it in an auction. So
they got you.
I thought you were talking about a copy of your magazine. You're talking about
it would crush my bookshelf.
There is
know how big these books are.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Let me just.
That's a tough choice, Evely.
I went to an estate sale a while back, and I didn't realize they didn't have any cash on me, but they had the mini anvil, and I was like, I wish I had my money with me right now because it was like
it
was a real anvil, but it was like a little one. It was like this big.
People, I'm probably going to end up like selling some miniature anvils at some point, just because apparently I think people are interested in these, and they're kind of a goofy little meme. And if you order stuff, I mean, they'd probably be like disgusting Chinese steel, but I would order it. Yeah, I'd order it from there. Just because that would be a cheap way to do it, and slow boat it over, and 6 months later I would finally get my mitts on it. But people might get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. If there was a little anvil on there and it wasn't like stupid unreasonable, I did
get a blacksmith stamp, and so the top tier, the Forge Master tier subscription, I'm going to individually take that blacksmith stamp, and I'm going to hammer each of the Forge Master magazines. So like that's the only way that's happening. And so
that's a great idea.
I have a soft
really cool.
cap of if there's 100 people crazy enough to do the Forge Master, then I'm going to like turn it off. It's kind of a secret cap. So because I don't want to have to do it more than 100 times, I think.
Is that the 200 annual?
Issue. Yeah, that's the $200 one.
Yeah. I've got some bad news. There's at least 10 in here that are going to do it.
Right.
It's pretty crazy. Just to let you know, I'm pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
the cover was a big hit.
Well, you know what will also be good? It'll help get me in shape. These biceps, I'll have to pump the iron a little bit.
I've been lifting these hammers all day, and my arms are so sore.
Yeah, exactly.
Andrew Campbell, hail! He says a little anvil that has a bottle opener in the base.
Okay.
That's cool.
It's like you have to work out when you're drinking. That's rough.